Welcome to Sandwich Sunday. I am your host, Chef Brian Sau. This is the show where we make awesome sandwiches inspired by the most unlikely of people. Today, we're gonna sandwich Brendon Small, writer, director, actor, guitar player. I mean, what does this guy not do? I sent Brendon 8 questions, and based on those answers, I'm gonna create a sandwich that'll ultimately be named after him. It may be good, it may be bad, but whatever it is, we know it's gonna be awesome. What is your relationship with food? I love food. My relationship is nearly unhealthy, as in, I reward myself with food. I eat pretty light during the week, and all bets are off during the weekend. In fact, I exercise a lot, just so I can enjoy good food and still fit into my pants. My wife and I pre-pandemic would visit Europe, mainly Italy and Paris. When in Italy, we pretty much eat our way through the country. Food is important. Do you have any food quirks? No, and nothing is too trashy for me. What's your go-to sandwich? Do you even have one? I don't know if I have go-to sandwiches, but there are some sandwiches which I cannot get anymore for geographical reasons and restaurants that are gone. I still think about the turkey broccoli Rob sandwich at Nick's in Philly. Not sandwiches, but I still think about your food often too. The chicken and green tea waffles, the shrimp and grits, remember that? I do, now I'm hungry. I've known Brendon and his wife personally for years at this point, and Italy is something that consistently comes up whenever we talk food. And that's exactly where we're gonna start. First thing I'm gonna do is oven roast some grape tomatoes, so I'm going to coat it with some really nice Italian extra virgin olive oil, a touch of dried oregano, a good amount of kosher salt, toss it in the bowl. Get it onto a sheet tray lined with aluminum foil. I really only have the aluminum foil just to make my life easier when I need to clean up later. I have the tomatoes in the oven, and next we are gonna work on an Italian style breadcrumb. One of the things I find that is most important about good Italian food is using fresh herbs. Minced thyme, minced rosemary, minced oregano, finally minced parsley. Here I have both plain breadcrumb and some all-purpose flour. You can totally buy pre-made Italian style breadcrumb, but for the purposes of this show and for Brendon's sandwich and the fact that he goes to Italy regularly, I better make my own breadcrumb. Garlic powder, onion powder, dried oregano, kosher salt, and a touch of our freshly minced herb, and finally some black pepper. Gonna use a fork to mix this up just to get everything evenly distributed. I don't want to use a whisk and kind of beat it and potentially get a ton of flour and breadcrumb all over the place. Our seasoned flour and our seasoned breadcrumb is ready to go. Let's crack some eggs. I'm using the same bowl from earlier where I mixed the tomatoes with the extra virgin olive oil and the oregano, a little bit of salt. This is not like some, old Italian grandma's trick. This is just something I noticed, you know what, I don't need to clean this right away, and dipping my chicken cutlets into this egg mixture with a little bit of oregano and salt won't hurt it at all. Let's whisk these up. The oven roasted tomatoes, they're nice and blistered now. I'm gonna set this aside to let it get to room temperature. I have some chicken that I pre-sliced earlier before the episode started filming. I'm gonna dust it in this seasoned flour, dunk it into the egg, and what the flour does is dry up the chicken, and then when you dunk it into the egg has something to attach itself onto. Now from the egg to the breadcrumb, and now to the breadcrumb, to the fryer. Oh, look at this fried cutlet. This is looking absolutely picture perfect. I'm gonna take our cutlet out. These cook very quickly because they are sliced very thin. Look at these absolutely picture perfect chicken cutlets, and I can smell the garlic and the herbs, the caramelization of the breadcrumbs. I cannot wait to dig into these. Let's cut our bread, place a generous portion of chicken cutlet. This is my secret ingredient. Actually, it's not a secret ingredient. Any really good Philly style roast pork sandwich will use sharp provolone in their sandwiches and deli style soft provolone. Oh my goodness. Look at this. That provolone is melty, ooey, gooey. Bread is crispy. I always like to hollow out the top side of my bread so I can fit more shit. This is gonna be a bit of a beast of a sandwich. So first thing I'm gonna do while the chicken and cheese is hot, sprinkle on some of my fresh herb from earlier. I'm gonna lay down a generous portion of some sauteed broccoli rabe, really simply done. Red chili flake, garlic, and salt. Put on some of these roasted cherry tomatoes, red wine vinegar, extra virgin olive oil sliced, hot peppers, just a little bit of cut up sun-dried tomato, fresh cracked black pepper, fresh shaved Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna give this another hit of fresh herbs and a little balsamic drizzle. Let's top this sandwich. Cut it in half. And let's take a look inside of this bad boy. Let's take a look inside of you, baby. Oh my God! Woo. Whoa, I just sounded like the dude from Troll 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Brendon Small. Give me some of that. Chicken cutlet is always nice and meaty, typically kind of bland, but it takes on other flavors very well. I have both sharp and regular provolone cheese in here, so I'm getting the best of both worlds. You know, something more aged, something that's not as aged. I also got sun-dried tomatoes and roasted tomatoes, and together with that slight bitterness of the broccoli rabe, I mean, completely outstanding. Then the hot chili peppers and the balsamic glaze hit you at the very end with a nice shot of acidity, cleans everything right up. My goodness. Brendon, thank you for the inspiration. Also, everyone, check out Brendon Small's music, Galaktikon, Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse just got announced that they're gonna do a full-length feature film. Brendon also has his signature Epiphone Ghost Horse guitar. Do not sleep on those. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, they may have all been sold out already. If you want to see the full questionnaire, go to my website. There is a link in the description below. You could see the answers to the rest of the questions on the questionnaire, as well as questionnaires from previous guests. While you're at my website, definitely check out the merch section. Every order of merch supports this show directly. Make sure to follow me on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's really easy. Chef Brian Sao. I want to thank you so much for watching. I am Chef Brian Sao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.